So earlier we were in the aqueduct, which goes for miles and miles underneath here, as well as out past Herculaneum and also two other directions to the north and another place. And those are incredible, they're extensive, and that's supposedly where during the Byzantine invasion in the mid-500s you had Belisarius's Hun cavalrymen go underneath the city, supposedly up through someone's well. Well, we don't know if it's this one, but this is one of the wells that it would have been like, this well dating back to the Greek period. This is really a stunningly lovely courtyard, and they have preserved and exposed this beautiful, probably, I don't know to when this exactly dates, they don't have a sign here, but you can see these are Greco-Roman ruins, likely from the Greek colony era, before the Roman hegemony of the area, and you can see where this likely would have supported posts, and you can see Roman brick on the layers under there. Here we are actually underground in Naples. The streets are above us. This is either on or near Via Trigonale, which was actually part of the old Greek city. And you can see here, this is, if I'm getting this correct, opus incertum. This is a layer of cement or plaster of some type, and then on top of it, little stones. This modern version of this was extremely popular in the 60s. If you think of old, ugly brown banks from the 70s, but this is where it comes from. And if you turn around, you see another type of opus on the wall behind us. That's a different style. We call that opus reticulatum, which is the perpendicular diagonal blocks. Sometimes that's a stucco. In this case, it looks like it is the blocks stacked on top of each other. Now, I've heard one of the reasons they did that is that it ends up being very earthquake resistant, especially when you use the local natural volcanic stone. There's a very, very special feeling here, which is probably in no small part due to the acoustic properties of the rough surfaces of the stone and also this barrel vault. And if you can take a look up there, step forward a bit, you can see the coursed brickwork with small, not quite the famous type of flat Roman bricks, but the large stonework between them. And you can see the alternation of banded masonry. There are quite a lot of spectacular things to see here. As we go out, you'll see the classic style of Roman brick. This would have been at one point a complete archway. So that right there is some pretty expensive looking, and even today, some polished marble on the floor of this room. If we zoom out, so right over here, this is either someone's house or a shop, or someone's shop that was their house. Probably a basin for water here, and you can see that there's a pipe, which would have probably led in from the main water supply to make this their own private cistern. Again, you have a really, really pleasant barrel vault. And these floors here, it looks like some of this is original leather, some of it is not. One thing I find really interesting, if you realize that this was Greek, that right there, of course that's a plain old equilateral triangle, but that's also the letter D. So that might have referred to something back in the day. This is the middle of an absolutely brilliant arcade, and this was slightly underground and kind of a half-basement situation when this was all new. Stepping forward, we'll be able to see the really beautiful arches when We turn around, and right there is where you would have seen natural light coming in. And that angle is probably informed by the angle of the natural daylight that would have been coming down here along each. You can just imagine the streams of light coming in, showing the whatever steam or dust would have been kicked up. And then there's this. These are fascinating. It's likely, we saw lots of these in the aqueduct underground, and it's very, very likely that this is somewhere where I can imagine you're walking along with a candle, just go like that, and then in the one next to it you do the same thing. And for when you want it very bright, if you're burning the candle at both ends, so to speak, you fill up a number of them, and that's how you light your room, easily within arm's reach. Autofocus on. Good. You're recording? Good. Go ahead and hit stop.